สวัสดีค่ะขณะนี้ทุกท่านกำลังอยู่กับ HillSo KKU English Corner ในรายการ2 ปี deeptalk รายการพอดแคสต์ที่จัดทำขึ้นโดยนักศึกษาคณะมนุษยศาสตร์และสังคมศาสตร์มหาวิทยาลัยขอนแก่นรายการที่จะพาทุกคนไปพูดคุยและแลกเปลี่ยนเกี่ยวกับทุกเรื่องด้วยภาษาอังกฤษค่ะเพื่อสนับสนุนให้คนไทยกล้าที่จะใช้ภาษาอังกฤษในชีวิตประจำวันมากขึ้นโดยที่ไม่สนใจว่าจะใช้ไวยากรณ์ถูกหรือไม่แต่จะเน้นใช้เพื่อสื่อสารเป็นหลักค่ะโดยมีดิฉันเป็นผู้ดำเนินรายการหลักค่ะในวันนี้นะคะเราจะมาพูดคุยกันเรื่อง Sexualization of IDOLS โดยได้รับเกียรติจากแขกรับเชิญพิเศษทั้ง3ท่านที่จะมาร่วมพูดคุยแลกเปลี่ยนและแสดงความคิดเห็นในประเด็นดังกล่าวด้วยกันค่ะขออนุญาตแนะนำแขกรับเชิญก่อนนะคะขอต้อนรับอาจารย์วาเนสซ่าค่ะป๊อบค่ะและแซนดี้ค่ะซึ่งแขกรับเชิญทั้ง3ท่านนะคะจะร่วมพูดคุยกับเราในวันนี้ค่ะ Okay now let's speak in English Okay
Yeah
Okay before we start why don't we start from the definition of sexualize
Okay you ask me right
Yes please teacher
What is sexualize So sexualize or sexualize is the verb sexualization is the noun When we sexualize something we make something that is not sexual So for example an easy example is the breasts or the boobs right Actually women's breasts they are not sexual right the function of the boobs is not sexual but in the maybe modern times we put some kind of sexual value onto the boobs so it's like for example in social media women cannot show their nipples right because it's seen as sexual but men can so it's kind of a strange thing that happened so but it's not just with that example so there's other examples of sexualization where you know we cut parts of our body we cut to parts of our body to show off the for example the butt or the boobs or something like that that's sexualization of women or we can make objects sexual by treating them in a certain way right so like if you have the shape of a phallic object you make something into a phallic symbol because it's the shape of the man's penis something like that then that's sexualization
Okay that's very clear explanation thank you so much
You're welcome. Do you have any experience with sexualization? Have you seen sexualization in your life, in your daily life?
For me, not from my experience, but my friend did. Like, she got like when she wear a cropped T-shirt, and community will look at her like, and then compare with an object like, well, your shape is like an hourglass, like that. Something like that or just like in a song you know the song can I sing it the song that sing oh there's a watermelon and they like symbolize a watermelon with woman breast that's so big large
and I saw some part of the music video too in Asian music video it's focus the body of dancers and focus like body measurement yes the ass and boob
I think you're talking about the video that Earn sent us right that takes place in the gym
yes
and I really got upset at seeing this one because I like to go to the gym to exercise and I don't want people to look at my body in a sexual way when I'm exercising, right?
Yeah.
So it has real life consequences, I think, when we sexualize women's bodies in the media.
Yeah. What do you think that if we sexualize women's body in media, how would affect in real life?
You want to answer first?
Teacher first.
Oh, me first? Well, just like I said, so actually I've read a lot or heard a lot about this issue of okay, for example, I like to go to the Muay Thai gym, right?
Yeah.
And all the trainers are men, so it can and I've heard a lot about the problems or issues of sexual harassment in the gym, but especially Muay Thai gyms of women. So I think it is kind of, it can bring some kind of fear in women to be sexualized too much when you're just trying to do your everyday work, right? Yeah, so I think it really does affect our everyday life, and it has consequences of, there is a lot of violence against women, and maybe when we see the sexual images of women, we start to think it's just normal, but actually then what becomes normal is harassment and objectifying women, and it's not normal. It's actually not normal.
Teacher, the place is effect to be the harassment and sexualization way.
Yeah, I think
It's
that's
one
the
is
effect.
one point.
One big effect. Yeah.
Yeah, and PN used to talk about it, right? About it affects teenagers, child, that how they react to those sexual things.
Yeah, like they feel like they have to be sexual, but it doesn't matter, like they don't have to be because they're just a child.
Yeah, it's really worrying with the children. Like we're supposed to be teaching them to be value themselves, right? But we teach them to that they have to
Be sexy.
be sexy, yeah. And then this also puts them in a dangerous situation as well, right? Where maybe even adults will comment or something like that, and you told me about some adults who will comment and then they'll say, "Cool, like go to jail.
Jail.
You're gonna go to jail if you like her."
Yeah.
This is maybe about some idols as well, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of scary in my opinion. It's not, yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
And then it also affects our self-esteem, right? We need to be sexy, and then the society has a specific version of what is sexy, like hourglass shape,
Hourglass shape.
or certain weights and skin color and everything like that. So maybe that would talk about the idols, right?
Yeah. When we talk about idols, for me, in my experience, I started to be a K-pop fan since I was 10, 11. So I watched a lot of music video back then, right? So for now, I grown up. I went back to watch a lot of video that I used to like when I was a child again, and I find out that the camera was a little bit weird and like observing the women body a lot.
Because the stage is upper and the view is under, and when they took some camera it's right.
Yeah, that may be like a fan cam.
Yes.
Right? Fan cam video, but what I was talking about, like the MV, like a music video, the camera director was like, แปลว่ายังไงดีนะ the camera, how do you say มุมกล้องคะ
The angle.
Oh yeah, the angle is like a little bit lower, and the idols were wear short pants.
short.
Yeah, so it reveals their bodies a lot.
Yeah, I think so.
So why do you think they have to do that?
Maybe they just say like it's a concept, it's a sexy concept for idols. You know, when they debut, they will start from a cute concept. So it's like very very cute, but then they will change to sexy concept. So they will look like grown up, more grown up. and will be more sexy.
When do they have to grow up? From cute to sexy. What age do they have to become sexy?
Like a few years, maybe they will change concept to attract more fans as well.
So it sells.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's it could be like a lyrics or
The choreography.
yeah choreography.
Choreography.
Yeah, choreography as well that has to be sexy.
And some Asian idols, one group, maybe 16.
Yeah,
People.
about 16 or up.
Yeah.
16 years. You have
That-
to be sexy.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be sexy. For this kind of band, it's a what do they call Japanese sister band?
Band.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it will their idol character will be like a sister style or neighborhood friends like this, like you can easy to interact with. And there's still some fans that sexualize them.
Sexualize them. So this is the band, the group that does not reveal they wear
Yes,
they
they
wear conservative clothing, right?
yes,
Yeah.
But still people will sexualize them.
maybe because mini skirt, they always wear like mini skirt. So some camera angle from fans that take from
Yes.
right. And just like in case you say that a lot of idols in this band are very young, from 14 to 23.
Yeah.
So for a child idol, is a child teenage, like as you say, cook.
Yeah,
Cool.
you will really go
Comment.
to
Yeah.
jail. It's
Yeah.
a bad idea to
Yes.
sexualize that young kid.
Yeah. Just imagine if someone talked to you like, "Oh, he likes you. He might be going jail." What? What is he gonna do to me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Think too.
Yeah, well, one of the problems is that with, especially when you're sexualizing young kids like that, okay, maybe it's some guy's fantasy, right? But if we fantasize it too much and then you act on it, then yeah, you should go to jail.
Yeah.
And it's really can affect that girl or the woman or the young woman for the rest of their life, right? So it's got really bad consequences.
What
Yeah.
about you, Sandy?
Yeah, and I think why the woman to attack some social because some
Oh,
sexualize. Sorry, I don't know why women it's affect about this sexualization because like women bodies and man body it's equal, right? And why?
Are they equal?
Not really.
Why not?
I can't even answer it.
Oh, it's a very deep question about society and everything, right?
About culture, about everything, it's affect.
Yeah. Well, we said that men are sexualized sometimes as well, right? But if you look, I think that it's sometimes a man, if he's sexualized, he might be able to laugh it off. It's just a funny thing for him. But for a woman who's sexualized, there's some dangerous part of that about it as well, because of the statistics with how many women can experience violence from men, but for men they don't have so much violence against them from women, so maybe they're not as scared about a woman sexualizing them. I think.
Maybe it's physical.
Yeah.
But it does not mean that
Physical
women are also complicit, right? What does
Yes.
complicit mean?
Like
Joining.
involved in
Yeah, women also are complicit in the sexualization of women, right? So we join in, we participate. Because it's a currency. It's something that we can use to gain more power or status sometimes if we are sexy women, according to standard, according to society.
like a boss bitch
Maybe. I think there's different ways, yeah, we can use this as a currency. So some women choose to be complicit, I think. Or we can by watching, by clicking. We are also complicit.
oh
So what should we do? Yeah.
It not just in real life but in social media. On social media it's a lot of trash about sexualization, right? Because everyone can text. Everyone can text and what everyone can speak whatever you want, whatever they want, I think.
Yeah. Not just publicly, but also in group chats.
Oh yeah.
It was a culture shock for me when I came to Thailand and joined some group chats where like the men will take over and just send sexualized pictures of girls and women, and I think
Some green application.
I don't want to be a part of this, you know. But I think it's kind of normal in Thailand, whereas I think abroad, I don't know, maybe it would be normal, but I don't think so.
what about you Paul? What do you think about like sexualization in social media?
Do you guys know Twitter?
Yeah.
Yes, we do know
I'm
Twitter.
sure. It's a lot this kind of thing in Twitter,
Yeah.
like hashtag image for sex.
Yeah.
You know that take. It means a hashtag that takes an image of an artist or idol, superstar, anything, and they use as a profile picture, and they role playing.
yeah
Like maybe they are that guy, they are this one, and then interact with another in a sexual way.
Yeah.
yeah they kind of create another personality, another character as well. Like pretending to be someone that not the people in the image, but people pretend to be like themselves but not themselves. Yeah. Am I understanding correct?
Maybe. I'm not sure about it.
I really
Just watching.
I really don't like this because you stole the picture, you know, and you เหมือนสวมบทบาทอะ you role play that. Some people it's not that kind of person, you know.
Yeah.
But
So you're afraid that someone might be misunderstanding that this
Yeah.
person is kind of that person, like okay.
Yeah, well, if so, these are pictures of like K-pop stars and that kind of thing.
Yeah, most K-pop
Yeah.
stars.
And the K-pop stars, do they know about that?
Oh
I don't think so.
yeah.
Maybe because of the language.
Uh,
Well, they talk in Thai, but how would they know? Just maybe they just think that is it really my fans playing? But
Yeah,
they
it's
don't
fan
really
club.
understand the text.
Yeah, I think it's a really big issue about consent then, right? If we're using someone's photo in like a sexual way or some to fantasize about, but without their consent, then I think that's kind of wrong, right? Not kind of, it's very wrong.
Yeah.
Just imagine if it happens to you.
Yeah.
Someone used my picture. Oh, what did they say?
Yeah.
Yeah. So why do you think that's? Is anybody challenging it? Does anybody go against that,
Go against.
or everyone just joins in?
I've seen some that trying to show that they're against this kind of thing, but they didn't do anything. Just talk in our own.
Yeah,
Groups.
and not the like protest in Thailand
Yeah, not
about,
trying to protest.
No campaign or
yeah, no,
protest.
yeah.
Do you think that's because? So it's not because everyone agrees, but it's because why? Why is there no campaign?
A lot of people playing like that, role playing.
Yeah.
There's a lot. I think too much to
So you
say.
feel like you cannot do anything about it.
Yes.
I think maybe like someone just kind of play it for fun. They may see just for fun and kind of gray place แบบว่าพื้นที่สีเทานะคะ yeah
Gray area.
yeah gray area
Maybe if they grow up, maybe they will just realize it. But it's better to realize it now, I think.
So these are mostly younger people, you think?
Yes, yes.
Well, if they're younger people, then maybe they need some sex education. You know?
yeah
Yes.
So, what do you think of when you think of sex education? What is it? So I think that this points to another issue of sex education and what is sex education. So it should be more holistic and comprehensive, and not just teaching us, how babies are made or what is sex or something like that, but more about how to have a healthy relationship or more about consent and enthusiastic consent, which means that there should be no gray area, right? You should be certain that someone wants to participate in your fantasy before fantasizing like that without the consent. So I don't know, what was your experience with sex education?
Since we were in high school, they will teach us, they taught us, like, for a girl, like, they separate for a girl and for a boy.
Oh wow.
Yes.
Just like in the TV series.
Yeah, just like that.
Huh?
And for a boy, they will teach, like, oh, you better use, how to use condom and how babies are made and that kind of thing. And for the girls,
And how what?
how babies are made.
Oh, how babies.
Yes, that kind of thing. And for a girl, they always say like, do not have sex when you're not ready.
yeah that's
And
same
yes, and a little bit how baby are made. How babies are made.
Oh, yeah. A lot of women, we don't know.
Mm.
We don't know.
Yes.
We don't know about how hard pregnancy is before we get pregnant. No?
Yes, really. They didn't teach us like how do we do when we got pregnant, or how do we protect ourselves. Like even
Birth control.
birth control. They not really talk about it.
My school too, because I'm study a women's school, only women. Yeah, and she said, don't have sex before you're 20 or something like that.
20 is the magic number.
Yeah, it's
Imagine.
I don't know why don't you teach that you use when you have sex you use you use condom with your boyfriend or anything you protect for the pregnant,
Did they teach about that, to use condom?
No,
No.
just
Wow.
don't have sex.
Okay. It's like that in some
It's
places
the
in America
ways
too.
to protect that.
It's kind of shocking though. How about you? You have a different experience?
well in my school we were separated girl and boys, and for girls they will teach like same what Bob said, don't have sex and like try not to get pregnant. yeah don't
Yeah.
have sex because you were just student. It's not ready to have sex or to have kid. yeah
So, that doesn't seem very comprehensive to me, like a good, it's, so if I were in charge, I think I would campaign for more holistic and comprehensive sex education that really teaches everyone, not just women or not just girls or boys, but everyone about what a healthy relationship is like and what consent means and all that stuff. I think it's really important. I think I will campaign for that.
Yeah thank you so much จบลงไปแล้วนะคะสำหรับการพูดคุยในหัวข้อ Do we sexualize idols too much ทุกท่านฟังแล้วมีความคิดเห็นอย่างไรกันบ้างคะ That's it for today guys. Tell me what you think about this in the comment section down below. Thank you to all the guests for joining me today. If you have an idea for topic that you want to talk about or want to join, please comment. I will leave our contact in the description. We will come back again with another interesting topic next week on Friday. Stay tuned. Thank you. See you.